room heats up in a hurry, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Pleased to be here this morning and glad to be joined by the Houston Professional Firefighters Association President Brian Sky Eagle and Fire Chief Terry Garrison to announce a tentative agreement on an interim contract that will avoid the brownouts of fire apparatus proposed earlier to solve an $8.5 million overtime shortfall at the Houston Fire Department, but also will allow us to meet commitments we made in the current HFD union contract. It gives us an opportunity to show good faith to each other, but also to solve a problem that had unexpectedly arisen, and to demonstrate to the public our continued strong commitment to public safety. We have been in scheduled contract negotiations with Local 341 since December. We are in the third year of a 3-year contract. That contract had a clause that called for a wage reopener discussion. So the fact that we were already at the bargaining table when this unexpected overtime issue came up was a good thing for a lot of reasons. I want to thank the union for working with us to help find a solution to this overtime problem. This is an example of what can happen when both sides negotiate in good faith. Through productive give and take, we were able to develop a short-term agreement that will be beneficial to the rank and file while also allowing us to deal with the overtime problem. The interim pact, which still needs to be voted upon by City Council and union membership, calls for, and here's where I get into the weeds for you guys, calls for elimination of guaranteed holidays through the end of June 30th, 2014, and other changes designed to control overtime costs going forward. In addition, based on a fiscal year 2014 wage reopener clause in the existing 2011 contract, firefighters will receive a 2% across-the-board pay increase and a one-time uniform allowance with a total value of $3.64 million. The city is agreeing to keep all fire trucks in service, provided that the 2-week average of unscheduled absences does not exceed 35 members per day. Should this 2-week average be exceeded, the city reserves the right to remove units from service. Daily staffing levels will also determine whether the 7 ambulances removed from service on February 25th will be placed back in service or remain idle. We're showing good faith with this pay raise and commitment to keeping apparatus in service. I'm asking firefighters out in the field to also show good faith by determining to show up for work as scheduled. We all understand that emergencies arise, but we hope that it will be truly emergencies that drive any unscheduled no-shows. The interim agreement also includes the following provisions. An approved work schedule program will continue to be developed and will be implemented in the first full pay period following July 1st, 2014. This has to do with the debit credit days that firefighters work. A 4-year payout instead of a lump sum termination payment for retiring firefighters at least through the remainder of FY14. An agreement by both parties that a future collective bargaining agreement will include the elimination of the district vacation bank, beginning with the vacation scheduling in 2015, and a 5% cap on guaranteed holidays from July 1, 2014 to the end of the future collective bargaining agreement. Subject to expedited approval by the rank and file and by City Council, the interim agreement will be in effect through the end of the current fiscal year. In the meantime, we are still at the collective bargaining table. Negotiations will continue on a new 3-year contract that would be effective July 1st, 2014. Both sides are committing to continue productive conversations on going forward. If only a couple things come out of this press conference that the public hears, I want those to be that both the City of Houston and Local 341 are committed to public safety. We have never compromised the safety of our firefighters, and we have worked together to make sure that even the perception of a diminishment in public safety for the citizens of Houston is avoided. We have struck a productive agreement that meets the obligations of our current contract, helps solve a short-term overtime problem that we have, and that we are still at the negotiating table for a new long-term contract with the firefighters. I appreciate Local 341's willingness to negotiate in good faith, and I particularly appreciate the calm, professional negotiations of Brian Sky Eagle, the president of the Local 341. And Mr. Sky Eagle, I invite you to come forward and make remarks.
Thank you, Mayor.